I'm Bill Turner, and I have the privilege to serve as the president of the Washington Township School Board. Today, on behalf of the board, we wanted to say congratulations on completing such an unprecedented school year. As we all know, the pandemic changed our lives over the past year, and it continues to affect us today. We as a board know that we have all been affected one way or another due to the virus. We also know that during these trying times, we as a board had to make tough decisions as we worked to do what we thought was best for the district. Not all these decisions were popular, to say the least, but we hope everyone knows how difficult they were to make, considering none of us had lived during such a widespread pandemic. However, with that said, I would like to say congratulations again to all teachers, staff, administrators, and community members for doing all that we could to continue to educate the students of our district. As we know, they are the reason we're all here, and you stepped in to do your best during these trying times. I don't know when we'll be out of the woods on the virus, but I do know that the Washington Township school community will continue to do what we can to educate all of our students. With that, I would just like to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and hope you have a great day and a great summer break. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, President Turner, and to the Washington Township School Board for the warm welcome, and thanks to each of you for joining us this morning for the 2020-21 end-of-year program and celebration. As much as I wish we could all be together again at North Central for this program, we are not yet able to do so. We are, however, better than we were last year when we had to view this program from our individual homes. This year, at least, each school is hosting viewing parties for the end-of-year program, and we hope you will share pictures from your viewing party on Washington Township social media using the hashtag WTEOY21. We also hope that you will enjoy the treats provided to each viewing party, which were prepared by our very own culinary arts students at JEL Career Center through Light Cafe. It is a small token of big appreciation to our Washington Township staff family. This year has been the most challenging by far in my entire career due to the enormous complexities caused by the pandemic. The one aspect, however, that has lifted me up throughout the year has been the strength of our Washington Township staff family. I personally want to share appreciation to all staff members for your flexibility, patience, understanding, and extraordinary care for each other, students, and families that you have shown throughout the year. Unfortunately, not all staff members are able to celebrate with us today. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the members of the Washington Township staff family whom we have lost this year. Even in the midst of a challenging year due to the pandemic, there have been numerous staff, student, and school accomplishments throughout the year. We are going to share these accomplishments and celebrate each and every one of them. If someone from your school is listed, please celebrate them at your viewing party. Let's take a moment to review and celebrate these accomplishments from the school year. Today's recognitions and awards are supported by companies who support this program as a way to appreciate Washington Township Schools staff through awards, trophies, medallions, gift cards, cash awards, and additional special surprises and gifts that we will share and mention throughout the program. These generous donations, which go directly to staff that we are recognizing today, total nearly $9,000 in sponsorships. Thank you to Champion Dealership and the Falcon family, Sullivan Commercial, Herff Jones, AIG Retirement Services, Teachers Credit Union, and Bose, McKinney, and Evans for your tremendous support of the Washington Township school staff. Before we start our program of awards and celebrations this morning, I invited a special guest to share a few words with the Washington Township staff family. As you know, we have had a wide range of special guests in the past at this program, but today I am honored that our guest is not only a North Central graduate, not only a former Washington Township parent and a longtime supporter of Washington Township schools, but also has been directly on the front lines of this pandemic since early 2020. Dr. Profeta is an emergency room physician at St. Vincent Hospital and has been the closest of any profession I can think of to the complexities, constant change, and tragedies resulting from the pandemic. He has given countless support to patients and families of those impacted during this past year. In April 2020, Dr. Profeta personally supported the Logan family and saying goodbye to their beloved father and husband, Mr. Logan, during a time when family were not allowed in hospitals due to COVID-19. As many of you know, in December 2020, I myself was admitted to the St. Vincent Hospital due to COVID-19. In the midst of severe breathing difficulties, which impaired my ability to speak clearly and easily, in the midst of no family by my side to advocate on my behalf because the hospital was still closed to visitors, and in the midst of the uncertainties of simply being hospitalized with COVID-19, it was Dr. Profeta who showed up in my hospital room with his Darth Vader-like medical grade mask to check on me even when he was not on duty. He continued to check on me, sneak me snacks as I was improving, and gave me the real deal medical updates without filter, even though I was not on his caseload. After nearly a week in the hospital and on the day of my discharge in January, with still a very long road of medical recovery ahead, Dr. Profeta put what I deemed as 2020 being an awful year in perspective for me. He shared, if you are still here, 2020 was not such a bad year. Dr. Profeta, even though he has been on the front lines of a pandemic for over a year, has maintained an optimistic human approach, which is contagious. As we close out a challenging year, he was the first person who came to my mind as a guest speaker for today to share an optimistic message with Washington Township staff. Please help me give a warm Washington Township welcome to Dr. Profeta.
Thank you, Dr. Woodson, for that kind introduction. Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. I've always loved that quote from John Lennon because no better truism sums up the totality of the human condition than that. In a lot of ways, it represents the very essence of emergency medicine, that sudden, often tragic transformation of life we in medicine know all too well. I mean, how often have we heard words like, just yesterday we were taking a walk, or we were dancing, we had bought tickets, we were going to go to Florida. No doubt you had plans this year. You were going to travel. You were going to teach your classes about fruit flies and Pythagorean and Chaucer and Monet. Maybe at the breaks, you were going to go visit your relatives, write that book, renovate that basement. You were going to go to your own kids' ball games, their recitals. You had tickets to Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses for one of their many last chance tours. Your team was going to go to the playoffs, right? I mean, this was your year. This was the year you were going to win it all. You had plans to spend those waning days with your own aging parents and grandparents at family dinners. One more Yuletide, quiet conversations and gentle laughs over black and white photos of days gone by. I get it. You had plans. I mean, we all did. And how easy it is to retreat into misery and outrage over perceptions of missed opportunities or the emotional posts of idiots and Google experts who sat in the back and they shouted that this could have been done better, that could have been done better, only we had done X, Y, and Z, because it's easier for some to blame others they disagree with or a system that they don't understand than to admit that we are oftentimes just blowing to the winds of Mother Nature and that science, it evolves. often in front of our faces, and sometimes we have no control over anything other than how we choose to respond in the face of tragedy. Be that with a clenched fist of outrage or an open hand of understanding. I mean, I'm blessed. I got to care for COVID-19 patients in a community where open minds and open hands far outnumbered furrowed fingers, where my inbox was filled with messages of encouragement and thanks on days that I wondered if today would be my last. Those early days of the pandemic where I made sure my wife knew my passwords and who to call and where to bury me and what to tell my sons, and that it would be okay to date again or even marry again should I fall ill and not come home. I worked in a township where piles of food was dropped off to our exhausted doctors and nurses, and handmade cards from school kids. They dotted our walls, and the sentiment of thanks echoed through every fabric of our lives, elevating us from months and months of depression. As masks dug into our face, leaving welts and rings across our cheeks and noses, as we Skyped in family members so they could watch their loved ones die. And while I never thought in my lifetime that I'd work under these conditions, I understand the nature of viral pandemics. All ER docs do. We all suspected that this could be a possibility. But I breathe easier these days. I'm truly confident that those days, as they pertain to COVID-19, are fading behind us. And as Abraham Lincoln would say while scanning the fields of Gettysburg, where so many Americans came to rest, we're a country that is experiencing a new birth of freedom, and it's for us, the living, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work. Well, that unfinished work, it starts with you. I mean, it's your turn now. We all know that virtual learning was a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. In a lot of ways, COVID-19 has forced us to look at education and medicine through a different lens from this point forward. I mean, that's the nature of change. And you're now tasked with that unfinished work of educating those who were left behind in this pandemic. And there are many. Their education over the last year and this coming year will have an impact on health and well-being for decades to come, and it will ripple through our emergency rooms in time. As Teddy Roosevelt once said, you do what you can with what you have where you are. You did just that. You should be applauded for what you were able to accomplish with what you had at the time and what your leadership's allowed you to do. But we all know it wasn't enough. Us in medicine know this reality all too well. The resources and knowledge that we had in the early days of this pandemic were simply not enough to save many of the lives that we can now confidently salvage. Science, education, our resources, our creativity, however, is fluid. It's ever changing, and we are constantly learning. And this incredible transformation from death to light came about not only by way of the advancement of science and vaccines and therapeutics, but by way of crowdsourcing that knowledge, reaching out to countless other disciplines and asking for help that came not only from scientists, but engineers, computer programmers, social workers, chaplains, housekeeping, logistics, and product pipeline experts. The salvation of America from COVID-19 was not only the work of healthcare heroes, but of truckers and cooks and mechanics and factory workers and all of you in the community. Don't you know that? And guess what? The recovery of education is going to require the same concerted effort and willingness on your part as educators to be creative, to ask for help, to recruit this incredible community to come to your aid with supplies, sweat equity, tutoring, mentoring, study tables, and volunteering. You're going to find that there are thousands of us willing to give of our time and resources to help you out. We just need you to tell us what you need, and an understanding on your part that you are going to have a really tough time going at this alone, and that if you're open to it, we will be an arm of support during those times you feel overwhelmed, in those days where you think you may not make it. This coming school year will perhaps be one of the hardest of your career, but it will also be one of the most rewarding. The greatest impact you will ever have will probably find their roots in the fall. I know you didn't plan on it. I also know that each of you have a strength of character and inner determination and a commitment to the future of our children to enable you to rise to this challenge. And I also know that as a proud graduate of North Central, as a parent of children who once walked your hallowed halls, as a member of this community, that the open hands of my friends and neighbors from 96 to 38, from Township Line to Graham Road, will lift you up when you're down, will catch you when you fall, and we will support you hand in hand in this noble endeavor toward healing. God bless you, my fellow educators. God bless you in this task.
Thank you, Dr. Perfetta, for taking time to share these inspiring words with the Washington Township staff family. Additionally, we want to thank you, your team of doctors, nurses, and hospital support staff who have worked tirelessly for over a year to support the health and well-being of our community during a pandemic. Your words of wisdom around life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans will remain in our hearts and our minds. We have so much to celebrate in Washington Township. Accomplishments abound across the district, and we salute each of you for your tireless efforts throughout this school year. As your proud superintendent, I want to personally thank you for all that you do. Now it's time to celebrate. Please welcome Mr. Kaiser, who will help us by honoring retirees.
My name is Matt Kaiser, and I'm the Director of Human Resources. The first group to be recognized will be our retirees. We're incredibly grateful for their hard work, creativity, dedication, and we wish them well. As we send them off to the next phase of their life, we hope that this token of our appreciation will remind them of the years that they spent with us here in Washington Township. Each retiree will receive a special gift from their principal or supervisor, sponsored by AIG Retirement Services. Today's program shows all retirees as of April 1st due to the time needed to prepare this broadcast, and we will only recognize those who wanted to participate in the program. I'm announcing names in alphabetical order, and we ask that when your name is announced, that you stand so we can celebrate you at each of our viewing parties. Your principal or supervisor will share the token of appreciation with you as we read your information. Lisa Alexander, Educational Instructional Assistant, Fox Hill Elementary, 14 years. Thank you, Lisa, for your many years of service with the title team. Lisa has always been willing to share her expertise with others, be an extra support to students who needed it, and she was a Lexia guru. Thank you. Mary Baelish, teacher, J. Everett Light Career Center, 25 and a half years. Mrs. Baelish worked in the business department at the J. Everett Light Career Center for 25 years. We honor and thank her for her dedication and service to our schools and community. We recognize her for believing in children, for guiding through example, and for inspiring with passion and leaving an indelible mark on the future. Shelley Beglin, English teacher, North Central High School, 17 years. A Panther through and through, English teacher Shelley Beglin attended North Central High School and proudly supported her 4 children as they made their way through the school as well. The English department will miss Shelley's ability to suggest a great idea or a practical joke and somehow get others involved to execute the plan. However, retirement brings her more time for family, especially her grandson. Whether in the classroom, coaching girls in cross country, or supporting her students at various events, Shelley never wavered in her Panther support. Although she won't be with us on a daily basis, we know Shelley will remain a Panther for the rest of her life. Sam Bradford, kindergarten teacher, Clearwater Elementary, 26 years. Sam embodies the description of a teacher of the year and has made such an impact on our John Strange Clearwater community and Washington Township as a whole. She is irreplaceable, and we can't even begin to think about being in the kindergarten neighborhood and not seeing Sam, or maybe just hearing Sam. Sandra Brown, 5th grade teacher, Allisonville Elementary, 50 years. 50 years. Ms. Brown has had an amazing career in education, teaching 47 of her 50 years in Washington Township at both John Strange and Allisonville. In addition to her strong rigor and academic excellence for her students, Mrs. Brown has led many enrichment opportunities, including French Club, Student Council, and Minority Leadership Council. Ms. Brown even met Oprah Winfrey while being rewarded for the impact she has made in the lives of countless children in Washington Township. Patty Camp, Administrative Assistant, Special Services, CEC, 25 and a half years. Patty Camp has worn many hats in Washington Township. She provided supports to schools as a substitute teacher in her first year working in the district. Next, she moved to a position as an instructional assistant at Spring Mill Elementary School, working with students with special needs. After 6 years, Patty came to central office. She became the heart of the Special Services Department, providing supports for students and families as the administrative assistant to the Director of Special Services. She spent the next 19 years in this position. Lindsay Cohen, Clerical Assistant, Greenbrier Elementary, 23 years. Mrs. Cohen was a familiar face for multiple generations of Greenbrier students. Whether working on registrations, vaccinations, or a school newsletter, Mrs. Cohen was relentless in getting her work done and always had the pulse of the building. She was a proud Grizzly, and we will always be proud to have her as part of the Greenbrier family. Molly Devoe, Educational Instructional Assistant, Fox Hill Elementary, 16 years. Molly has been an integral part of the Fox Hill title team. She was a go-to person for students needing reading mastery instruction, and her contribution to the title team is forever valued. Thank you, Molly. Adrian Frank, first grade teacher, Crooked Creek Elementary, 20 years. Adrian will be missed. She has worked hard to help so many students to learn to read as a first grade teacher. She holds high expectations for all of her students. Roger Gertz, school counselor, North Central High School, 45 years. A jack of all trades, Mr. Gertz has left his mark at almost every secondary school in Washington Township. Beyond his time at JEL and North Central, Mr. Gertz served for many decades supporting NC athletes on the track team, with several state champions owing their success to Coach Gertz. A keeper of Washington Township history and legacy, thank you, Mr. Gertz, for your years of service. Preston Goodrich, bus driver, Transportation Department, 11 years. Preston Goodrich is a kind, soft-spoken man with a compliment for everyone. He was a valuable asset to the transportation team, and he will be missed. Jackie Grist, cafeteria manager, Greenbrier Elementary, 23 years. Ms. Jackie works hard every day to ensure all of our children have a quality breakfast and lunch. During the pandemic, she has worked tirelessly to accommodate our virtual families and to navigate ongoing shifts within our building. She will be greatly missed, and she will always be a Grizzly. Kathy Himmel, HR coordinator, Human Resources, 22 years. For the last 22 years, Kathy Himmel has selflessly put the needs of Washington Township students and employees before her own. She is an incredible employee and an even better friend. We will miss her deeply and wish her the best as she takes much deserved time to enjoy her beautiful family. Rob Hendricks, music sound production, WJEL, 36 years. Rob has always been a tremendous asset to the J. Everett Light Career Center. He is an amazing teacher who finds time to mentor and coach students on future pathways and careers in multimedia. Dennis Ingram, bus driver, transportation department, 12 years. Dennis Ingram is funny and the life of the crowd. He always had jokes, and everyone looked forward to seeing him come through the door. He was loved by his students and will be greatly missed. Rhonda Jenkins, teacher, Fox Hill Elementary, 24 and a half years. Rhonda has been an invested educator who has supported Fox Hill for her entire teaching career. Rhonda is organized and detailed, and she advocates for her students so that they're successful. She has graciously been the captain of the 5th grade ship for the last few years, and she will be missed by her colleagues. Thank you, Rhonda. Pamela Kendrick, 2nd grade teacher, Fox Hill Elementary, 40 years. Pam has been an invested educator whose ability to build relationships with students and families has positively impacted so many students in Washington Township. She is a consummate professional, always gracefully setting high expectations for her students and coming alongside them to help them achieve. Thank you. Mary Fran Latfalian, math coach, Fox Hill Elementary, 26 years. Mary Fran has been a wonderful math coach whose ability to complete tasks in record time is unmatched. She has been an asset to the Fox Hill community in her support of students and teachers, and her willingness to help in any way she can has been unwavering based upon her dependable nature. Thank you for your impact. Denise Loudoun, services coordinator, child nutrition, 18 years. Denise began her career in child nutrition in 2002 at North Central High School as the assistant manager. She was there until 2011 when she accepted the service coordinator position at the district level at CEC. Denise is kind and caring and doesn't know a stranger. Denise has a passion for cooking, and her freezer is always stocked with home-cooked meals as if she has a family of 10. She is a good listener and always roots for the underdog. She was a great asset to the child nutrition department until she retired in September of 2020 to accept a position at her ministry headquarters in Ohio as a lead cook, doing what she loves. Julie Mckenna, French teacher, North Central High School, 11 and a half years. Julie Mckenna was an amazing asset to North Central and to the World Language Department. Her dedication to the French Honor Society provided tremendous service opportunities for our students, while her involvement as a parent provided a nice connection to performing arts. Louise McManus, services cashier, child nutrition, Greenbrier Elementary, 13 and a half years. Louise began in child nutrition in 2006 as a cook at Greenbrier Elementary. Louise transferred to North Central in 2007 and was there until she retired in May of 2020. She enjoyed being a cashier and interacting with the students every day. She rarely missed work, always had a smile on her face, and was always willing to jump in and help wherever she was needed. She was a wonderful employee in the child nutrition department. Rebecca Miller, kindergarten teacher, Fox Hill Elementary, 42 years. Becky has been a relentless educator, completely invested in the well-being and growth of students for many years in Washington Township. Becky has high expectations for her students and is a strong proponent for their success. She's a class act whose influence is immeasurable. Thank you, Becky. Deborah Parker, bus driver, transportation department, 14 and a half years. Deborah Parker is a hoot. She is a very confident woman who has great attention to detail. She worked in the office for a few years, and her work was always top notch. Thank you, Deborah. Denise Pearson, kindergarten teacher, Clearwater Elementary, 37 years. Denise also embodies the description of a teacher of the year and has made such an impact on our John Strange Clearwater community and Washington Township as a whole. She too is irreplaceable, and there isn't a better example of kindness, compassion, love, and grace than Denise Pearson. Mary Robinson, child nutrition manager, Allisonville Elementary, 27 years. Mary Robinson has worked for child nutrition for 27 years. She began her journey as a part-time dishwasher at Allisonville Elementary, and she has had many positions since then at Allisonville, including baker, head cook, coordinator, and in 2009, she became the manager. Mary is a wonderful asset to the child nutrition team. She is dedicated, hardworking, and a great team leader. Mary very rarely misses work, and her peers and coworkers respect and trust her implicitly. Mary will be greatly missed. We wish her well as the next chapter of her life as she, in her own words, hangs up her apron and passes the silver. Tracy Rogers, World Language Department Chair, Spanish teacher, North Central High School, 21 years. We would like to thank Tracy Rogers for her service to North Central. Tracy has been at NC since 2000 and became department chair of the World Languages Department in 2005. Tracy also was an integral part of the Panther Quest program from 2001 to 2018. Tracy, we say gracias, adios, and vaya con Dios. Samar Srower, Technology Central Technician, CEC, 26 and a half years. Samar was an invaluable member of the technology department, a proud parent of 2 North Central graduates, and a strong supporter of the Washington Township Advancement Center. As one of the original technicians, she supported school communities through many changes in technology and was dedicated to serving our students. Samar always went above and beyond, and she will be deeply missed. Andy Stoffragan, 6th grade Individuals and Societies, Eastwood Middle School, 29 years. Mr. Stoffragan approaches every situation with a calm and level perspective. His kind demeanor has been a stabilizing force with his colleagues. The Eastwood staff have greatly benefited from his invaluable consistency and reflective nature. His students' first approach has guided his instruction. Congratulations, Mr. Stoffragan. Even though you will be out of the building, you will be part of the Eastwood family forever. Genevieve Tolliver, bus driver, Transportation Department, 13 and a half years. Genevieve Tolliver has a very kind heart. She is always smiling and willing to cook for every event that happened at Transportation. She is an old school, punctual professional and a no-nonsense person. What you saw was who she was, and she will be missed very, very much. Jerome Verbrugi, chemistry teacher, North Central High School, 21 years. Jerome Verbrugi served the chemistry students of North Central for 21 years. Jerry loved his students and worked hard to instill a love of chemistry and learning in each one of them. His passion for chemistry and making learning fun will be missed by his students and by his fellow science teachers. Charlotte Watson, administrative assistant, business services, 23 years. Charlotte Watson began her employment with the MSD of Washington Township in August of 1997 in business services. During her 23 years in the district, Charlotte was accounts payable and receding until 2015, when she accepted the position of administrative assistant for business services. Charlotte had great knowledge of how our financial systems worked and trained many new employees in our department over the years. Business services will miss her smiling face and the kind words that she had for everyone. Barb Yeary, first grade teacher, Crooked Creek Elementary, 34 years. Barb will be missed. She has been a long-standing teacher at Crooked Creek, and she has held all students to high expectations. Congratulations again to all retirees that were announced by April 1st. For all retirement announcements after April 1st, please stand at this time so each viewing party can celebrate you. For anyone retiring who is not included in this program, please contact HR to pick up your token of appreciation. Thanks again to all retirees. And at this time, Dr. Taylor will join the program to announce our staff awards.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Taylor, your assistant superintendent, and I am privileged and excited to honor our classified employees of the year that were nominated from each school and department. This will be a surprise to each awardee. Each staff member being recognized will receive from their principal or supervisor a certificate to proudly display, a $25 gift card from the Teachers Credit Union, and a special night out package valued at $50 from Sullivan Commercial. If you hear your name as a surprise awardee, please stand up at your viewing party so we can celebrate this accomplishment with you. Starting with Allisonville, Amanda Barwick. Clearwater, Dalton Smith. From Nora, Rosa Shimore. From Greenbrier, Alice Halper. From Spring Mill, Donna Spraggins. From Fox Hill, Amelia Schultz. Crooked Creek, Dalen Hunt. From Willow Lake, Michelle Branch. Eastwood Middle School, Lisa Goff. Northview Middle School, Hamila Robinson. West Lane, Linda Bellamy. North Central, Tina Gamble. From JEL, Wanda Elston. Hilltop, Charles Morgan. And finally, the entire district support level, congratulations to Nicole Cooper. I want to congratulate all of our Classified Employee of the Year awardees. We selected one outstanding first-year teacher from the elementary level, one from the secondary level from all of the nominations received. Each outstanding first-year teacher will receive from their principal or supervisor a certificate, a $25 gift card from Teachers Credit Union, and a special night out package valued at $50 from Sullivan Commercial. If this is a surprise for you, please stand up at your viewing party so we can celebrate this accomplishment with you. The elementary outstanding first-year teacher awardee is Ashley Sass, Nora Elementary. The secondary outstanding first-year teacher awardee is Colleen McGeth, Eastwood Middle School. Congratulations to our two first-year teacher award winners. The next award is titled the Norman R. Turchen Administrator Award and is quite an honor. Dr. Turchen was hired in 1969 as Assistant Superintendent of Elementary Education and later became Associate Superintendent and retired after 25 years serving Washington Township schools. At his retirement dinner, Superintendent Dr. White at the time announced that there would be a future administrator award named the Norman R. Turchen Award that would be given to an outstanding administrator each year. The Administrator of the Year is chosen by the superintendent, but it's based on nominations sent in by each principal and division leader in this district, as well as recommendations. This year's administrators will receive from their supervisor an engraved crystal award and a $25 gift card from Teachers Credit Union. Administrators do not know who was nominated, and the awardee has no idea that they are being recognized today. We ask this administrator to please stand up at their viewing party so we can celebrate this accomplishment with you. I am pleased and proud to announce that the Administrator of the Year award this year goes to Dr. Rachel Seaver, E&L Program Coordinator. Congratulations, Dr. Seaver. The next award is the Phil Smith Above and Beyond Award. I would like to share that the award was named after Phil Smith upon his retirement in 2014 because he exemplified going above and beyond consistently in any role he held in Washington Township. While employed at MSDWT for over 40 years, he never complained. He thought outside of the box. He went above and beyond during evenings, weekends, snowstorms, 2-hour delays, and had a gentleman's quality about him at all times. The Above and Beyond winners will receive from their principal or supervisor a certificate and special night out package valued at $50 from Sullivan Commercial. This year, the Phil Smith Above and Beyond Award goes to an entire group of employees who have consistently gone above and beyond to support Washington Township families during a very challenging year. If this is your employee group and if you hear your name, please stand at your viewing party so that we can celebrate this with you. The 2021 Above and Beyond Award goes to all Washington Township school social workers: Alexa Duran, Eastwood; Ariel Jordan, West Lane; Crystal Haslett, CEC; Emily Yarger, Willow Lake; Jeanette Johnson, North Central; Julianne Shannon, North Central; Laura Hakeem, Nora; Magdalia Bolin, Spring Mill; Samantha Gendel, Crooked Creek and Hilltop; Shanique Cook, Greenbrier; Savannah Williamson, Allisonville; Brent Kelly Hooks, Clearwater; Audrey Connor, Fox Hill; and Taylor Rachel, Northview. Congratulations again to all of our school social workers. Very well deserved. Now we will announce the Teachers of the Year nominees selected from each school. Again this year, the announcements of these nominations will be a surprise, and they have no idea they've been selected. If you hear your name, please stand at your viewing party, and the principal will honor you with a medallion from Herff Jones. Remain standing until we honor all Teacher of the Year nominees and share a few more surprises. From Allisonville Elementary, Sarah Hunt. Crooked Creek, Vicki Smith. Clearwater, Jasmine Singfield. Fox Hill, C. Zhang. From Greenbrier, Emily Ferguson. Hilltop, Paige Joseph. Nora Ann Frank. Spring Mill, Kathleen Eppen. Willow Lake, Elizabeth Bruder. From Eastwood, Rachel Drum. From Northview, Desiree Brooks. From West Lane, Mariah Brobe. North Central, Tara Job Scott. From the J. Everett Light Career Center, Carrie Hawkes. Dr. Woodson is going to come back on the program to announce the 2021 Teacher of the Year winner for all of Washington Township schools. Congratulations to each of you, and thank you for all you've done for our students.
Hello, Washington Township educators and support staff. It's been a year like no other, and through these very challenging times, you've remained strong and committed to educating our youth, even when it meant virtually. You've all done an incredible job. We want to thank you.
Today, we are honoring the Teachers of the Year for each school. This is a tremendous achievement and should be celebrated. That is why Fernando and I would like to help you with that celebration by presenting each toy winner with a $150 gift certificate to Sullivan Steakhouse. You are the best, so you deserve the best.
And for the District Teacher of the Year, congratulations! We would like to present you with a check for $1,000. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for an outstanding school year.
Thank you to the Falcon family for their continued generous support of Washington Township teachers. Our designated Washington Township Teacher of the Year was chosen from the group of nominees that we just announced with the support of Dr. Taylor. This distinguished educator will be our district representative to the Indiana Department of Education for the state level Teacher of the Year selection process for 2021. Due to the postponement in 2020, we are also submitting last year's winner, Blake Bush, to the state level process. The designated 2021 Washington Township Teacher of the Year will also receive a Teacher of the Year ring sponsored by Herff Jones, a brand new grill for summer outdoor family fun, which will be sponsored by Sullivan Commercial and valued at $750, as well as a check for $1,000 to use however they want from Champion Dealership and the Falcon family. The 2021 Washington Township Designated Teacher of the Year is, help me with a drum roll on your laps at this time, Desiree Brooks from Northview Middle School. Thank you so much, Falcon family, Sullivan Commercial, and Herff Jones for honoring our teachers. Congratulations to all of our Teacher of the Year nominees, and best of luck to Desiree Brooks and Blake Bush as they go on to compete at the state level. Washington Township staff family, please enjoy a continued celebration and fellowship time at each of your viewing parties, and I wish each of you a wonderful summer.